When I started my menopause journey, I didn't even know that I was starting my menopause journey. I had absolutely no idea.
Going into menopause, I knew very little. I heard about hot flashes.
Hot flashes.
Hot flashes.
The hot
flashes.
And that's pretty much it.
Wasn't sure whether I had actually gone through menopause.
What's wrong with me, you know?
I didn't even know of perimenopause. How would you describe it other than awful?
Menopause just seems terrifying.
Like, I don't know what's going on. When is this gonna stop?
Menopause, it's like the great unknown. It's the abyss. Who wants to go willingly into the abyss?
Can you please define for us what menopause actually is? Let's just start right there.
So by definition, menopause is no menstrual bleeding for 12 months. That's the defined definition. It's not a blood test. But what menopause represents is really your end of your fertility. And so hormone production is vastly different than it was in your reproductive years. And it represents a time of huge physiologic change.
So, okay, so that's menopause, 12 months, no period officially. What can we expect from the stages? So perimenopause, menopause, and then postmenopause.
So right, in the 40s, and it's different for every woman, you enter perimenopause. Your fertility goes down, you're not ovulating every single cycle, and the most common symptoms are sexual dysfunction, weight gain, hot flashes, night sweats.
Just to go back to the hot flashes, we hear that term, we associate it with menopause. If we associate any symptom, it's probably that one.
Have you not had one yet?
No. I mean, I might be having one right now. I'm like, is it hot in here? But I'm curious if you all could describe how it feels.
I am having a surge right now, so I had to take a sip of water, and I carry a fan.
Yeah.
And so for me, I heat up from my feet all the way to the top of my head. They come at any point in time, but the nights are awful. And I've noticed that stress, always stress, like I'm gonna be flashing all day. There's just no control over it.
Yeah. And Dr. Chavez, what are the psychological implications?
Oh yes, is there a psychological component? I mean, it's cognitive impairment. You might feel a little bit of brain fog. We might know mommy brain, there's also menopause brain. You might notice memory impact. And when we start having issues with our cognition, we might also notice that we don't feel great in our bodies, our self-esteem, our confidence. We might lose motivation, which is where depression and anxiety start to creep in.
I did a lot of crying. A lot of crying. I didn't even know why I was crying. I'm not a big crier.
Similar my story too, like I'd be watching a soup commercial and I would start to cry.
This will get you though, this will get you good.
Right? Or my husband would be chewing his potato chips. Like I would just be like, dude, how loud are you eating your potato chips? Like I'm gonna murder you right now.
So the mood changes are real and they're based in physiology, right? Hormones matter and hormone changes affect the brain.
I know for myself, I have been in perimenopause experiencing symptoms of just total forgetfulness to a degree where I'm like, am I okay? I have to write things down. I carry around a notebook. It's like I'm in Memento, the movie, where he forgets everything. I'm like, gotta write it down.
That's actually one of the common things that patients will worry that they're developing Alzheimer's.
I truly feel that way.
And really having cognitive issues and the brain fog around this time. So it's very common, it's real.
I think that there's a lot of isolation, which can also be psychological. I feel alone. I'm not talking to my friends, which is why we need community like we're building today, which is where we start to say, oh, that was also my story. And that feels so healing.
So asking for a friend, how long does perimenopause last for?
On average, 4, 6, 8 years is really the transition.
Wow.
And everything beyond that is the postmenopausal period of time. And most people don't realize that really no other species lives very far beyond menopause, right? And now with our increased longevity, women are spending a third at least, and lots of times half of their life beyond menopause. And so this is a very different time of life.
It just stuns me that this is such a taboo topic when most women are spending most of their lives in it.
And we need to really kind of address that last period as a marker, but there's lots beyond that. And I would tell you as the postmenopausal woman, the best is yet to come.
Oh my
so
God,
the transition is bumpy, but the good thing about being postmenopausal is your hormones are low, but they're consistently low, and many women feel so much better from a mood standpoint as well. Like everything becomes even and consistent. And there's other issues that we need to address related to low hormone levels. But the mood often gets much better. And I mean, for me personally, I will tell you, it's a very empowered feeling. It's a different stage of life, not all bad. Except I don't like the wrinkles very much, but.
What wrinkles? I don't see them.